Reaction around the world after rioters in Washington stormed the Capitol building, tried to overturn the results of its presidential election. We're joined now by the Globe and Mail's Adrian Morrow. Adrian, if Congress moves to impeach Donald Trump at this point or invoke Article 25, as is being discussed, do they risk a sense of martyrdom around this man? And martyrs are harder to tear down. What happens to Donald Trump?
Yeah, that's entirely possible that this would play into Trump's sort of victim complex and allow him to kind of go to his supporters and say, see, they've all got it in for me. I'm fighting the establishment, and that's why this is happening. So I think they're going to have to weigh, members of Congress are going to have to weigh, the likelihood of that happening with the potential for more damage to happen for the president to gin up his supporters and again and sort of cause a repeat of what we saw yesterday in the next couple of weeks.
With the inauguration of Joe Biden just 2 weeks away, can we expect a similar scene when Joe Biden is sworn in as president?
I think it's quite possible. I mean, I spoke with a lot of Trump supporters yesterday, and the mood was very dark and angry. Not only did you see what would happen at the Capitol yesterday, but I had Trump supporters who were basically vowing insurrection, talking openly about armed revolution, about the number of guns they had. I talked to one guy who talked about wanting to lay siege to what he said were liberal cities and sort of starve people out. So, I think there seems to be a tremendous appetite among, a portion of the president's base to repeat what happened yesterday and to use violence basically to subvert democracy.
We're watching video right now of a solitary police officer inside the halls of the U.S. Capitol, essentially being chased undermanned, trying to protect that building against a throng of rioters. Talk to me about what you think is going to happen now as people look at that lack of police response to what was a violent riot.
Yeah, I mean, it was a sharp contrast with what we saw in the spring when there was a heavy-handed police response at times to anti-racism protesters. Where you had police hitting people with batons and pepper spraying them to clear them out of the way so Donald Trump could go to a photo op a couple blocks from the White House. That's how they sort of handled these anti-racism protests. But then yesterday, you had not only the fact that this mob was able to burst into the Capitol, which in theory is supposed to be a very secure location. But then you had a lot of people who sort of went in, marauded around the halls, did some trashing of the place, and then, left, completely unimpeded by the police. And most of the arrests so far seem to have been about curfew violations, not for, vandalizing the Capitol. I think it's very surprising. I think there will probably be, some recriminations, and I think there probably will, the police are going to have to do something to show that they're holding to account the people who did this. Otherwise they lose sort of total credibility for, essentially allowing people to go into the Capitol, do this sort of thing, try to shut down the democratic process, and then leave without facing any kind of sanction.
Adrian Morrow, always great to talk to you, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.